Yes, respected friends, welcome you all. Further, what Shruti Mata is telling us, guiding us to understand the glory of Omkara so that we, with full Shraddha, hold on to this Om, this Pranava, this Udgita for our support, Alambana, for our Upasana of Paramatma. Let us study one by one thing. If you list out so far 6, 7 things are told to us. Each of them are so sacred, so sublime. Again, all of them are proved only on experimentation. Final proof is experience. Experience comes through experimentation, that means practically doing. When do practically experience comes, we accept. Without practically doing, experience won't come, so active acceptance may not be complete. Yet, with the authority of Shastra, with whatever the intellectual understanding we can have, based on these two, we can develop the faith to do. With the faith, when we do, the result comes. When the result comes, there is no doubt at all. Finally, our experimentation or doing sadhana, our getting result alone is final convincing proof. All the rishis munis have done the same. In the beginning days, they were also like you and I having that doubt. But somehow they developed the faith sufficient enough to practice. When they practiced the Om Upasana, the said results they incurred, they got it. Then it has no more any faith, it is a direct experience. That's how it has become a part of the Upanishad. Om Upasana is so helpful. Okay, 6 mantras we saw, seventh onwards of the first chapter, first Khanda. Let us continue. Before that, our Sankalpas, before that, our Shanti Mantra, Mangalacharana Shloka, as well as our, for practice sake, the Parayanam of Upanishad for 2 or 3 minutes. And in our today's Yajna, the Tapasya, the Sadhana, we also have the Vedic chanting. Yesterday we started that most beautiful, you know, Brahma Swarupa Suktham, you can call it. The Devi, the mother, the Saraswati, herself experiencing herself to be Brahman, expressed her position as well as the world's relation with her, her relation with the world. This is what every Brahmagnani experiences. And you understand the glory of it, then seek that experience for yourself also. Luckily, every jiva can achieve it, human beings more certainly because of their existing abilities, capacities, conveniences, guidances, and blessings. Then we go for our Dhyana Puraka Mantrocharana. Then we go for our common sense thought. These are the 7 things like every day. As you are coming seated here, we are doing together. Let us start, friends. Wonderful friends. Friends with great heart, you all are. Wonderfully, that understanding is happening in all of us as it happens in case of every serious sincere seeker, slowly but steadily. Never underestimate these classes and their influence. Subconsciously, definitely this Guru Parampara given knowledge is doing its work. Consciously, because we are lost in the world, because we have so many of the prarabdhas, that subconsciously developing sadhana is not conspicuous. But if one has that ability again and again to withdraw from the non essentials and is able to focus on this Upanishadic knowledge, knowledge is revealed, its importance is understood, its influence in us is also is seen, then its authority is accepted. One even can start doing sadhana. If one has got that ability to pull oneself away from non-essentials. What are non-essentials? Everything other than Paramatma. Okay, that's all. The Viveka, the Vairagya, the Mumukshita. When these three are there, we do the Shamadamadi. With that, the mind is pulled away. Then our Shravana Manana Chintana gives us the joy of knowing, the joy of doing, the joy of reaching. Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे. व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः. सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. करुणावरुणालय पालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूनहृदं रचयाखिलदर्शन तत्त्वविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्. एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहास सन्तवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्तऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं धर्मसंस्थापकानां नित्यनिरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयाः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये सामवेदांतर्गत छांदोग्योपनिषदः श्री आद्यशंकर भाष्य सहित अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम अथ अथर्वण वेदांतर्गत छांदोग्योपनिषद आद्यशंकर कृत मंगलाचरण श्लोकः. ओम सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने. ओम सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने उपनिषदः शान्तिमन्त्रः ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु निराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओमथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः प्रथमः खण्डः पारायणम् ॐ ओमित्येतदक्षरम् उद्गीतम् उपासीत ओमिति उद्गायते तस्य उपव्याख्यानम् येषां भूतानां पृथिवीरसः पृथिव्या आपोरसः अपामोषधयो रसः ओषधीनां पुरुषो रसः पुरुषस्य वाग्रसः वाचः रुग्रसः रुचः सामरसः साम्नः उद्गीतो रसः स एषः रसानागं रसतमः परमः परार्त्यः अष्टमः अयमुद्गीतः कथमा कथमर्क कथमत् साम कथम उद्गीत इति विमृष्टं भवते वागेव ऋक् प्राणः साम ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतः तद्वा एतन्मिथुनं यद्वाक्च प्राणश्च ऋक्च साम च तदेतन्मिथुनम् ओमिति एतस्मिन्नक्षरे सकं सृज्यते यदा वै मिथुनौ समागच्छत आपयतो वै तौ अन्योन्यस्य कामम् आपयिताः वै कामानां भवते य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तद्वा एतदनुज्ञाक्षरं यद् किञ्च अनुजानाते ओमित्येव तदाह एष एव समृद्धिर यदनुज्ञा समद्धयिता वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तेनेयं त्रयी विद्या वर्तते ओमित्याश्रावयते ओमिति शकंसते ओमित्युद्गायते एतस्यैव अक्षरस्य अपचित्यै महिम्ना रसेन तेन उभौ कुरुतः यश्च एतदेवं वेद यश्च न वेद ज्ञानात् विद्या च यदेव विद्यया करोति श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति. Start doing the Om Upasana in the heart. Chant Karna Shuru and to do it intensely to increase the Shraddha. What Upanishad Mata is talking about, the glory of Omkara, listen to it, do the mananam of it. That's how, with the Pranava reach out to Paramatma Tattva. That is the essence. Now, each of the mantra from the beginning onwards up to 6, what is going on is Om Mahima, Udgita Mahima. Tasya Upavyakyanam. The Upavyakyanam, the expression of its greatness, glory is being done. Okay. Then the 8 things, rasa, 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 the last 3 are taken up for discussion in the context. What are the 3? Vacho, rugrasaha, ruchaha, samah, rasaha, samnaha, udgita. So, rug, sama, udgita. And vak, and then prana. These 5 are taken up. So simple. The calculation is, for the ruk, the yoni is the vak. For the sama, the yoni is prana. Vak and prana have their sagam sujate association with omkar. Therefore, in om, all strengths that are there of vak and prana are there. In vak and prana, all that is said in ruk and sama are there. And Rug and Sama, the karmas are there, Yajna Agadi, when they are done, the phalas come. The phalas are our kamana. We do something to get a phala. That phala is the object of our desire. Therefore, join the first and the last one. First sequentially join it, then first and last. Sequentially, Om ke adhina mein the Vag and Prana. In the Vag Prana adhina is Ruksama. In the Ruksama are all the mantras. In the mantras are all the yajnas, karma kanda. When the yajna and karma kanda are done, it gives us a result. The result is what? Which we desire. So the desire fulfilled. If the desire is worldly, you get worldly desire, but that is endful. If the desire is paramarthika, that paramarthika result will come. It is endless. Okay. Therefore, the desire fulfillment is the last one. Om is the first one. Therefore, the Udgita Upasana, Om Upasana, is the Upasana of Vakparana, is the Upasana of the Ruksama, is the Upasana of all the mantras in that, and the Yajnayaga, consequent all the results which are our desires. Therefore, Omkara fulfills all our desires if we do the Upasana of it. That is the meaning of the sixth mantra. Tadetat mithunam om iti etasmin akshare sagam srujyate. This mithunam of Vak Prana are endowed in the Omkara. Then yada vai mithunau samagachata. When the mithuna they come together, what happens? Apayato vaithau anyonyasya kamam. They are the ones who are the propitiators of each one's desires. In the same way, because the Jodi, the Mithuna of Vak and Prana are merged in the Omkara, so Omkara Ucharana fulfills all the things that are achieved through Vak Pani, Vak Prana, and also Ruksama and subsequent karma and karma phala. That is the power of Om. Mystical it is. Intellectually, whatever we can understand, understand. Remaining is when we do it, it happens. How it happens is mystical. Need not everything be intellectually apprehended. Okay. After this, Visa. Now, this is the Omkara Mahima. Om has the power to fulfill all Kamana. This is the conclusion. Now, if the Om has the power to fulfill Kamana, Om by itself they won't do, no. Somebody should do the upasana of it. Therefore, the Om Upasakaha, the Udgita Upasakaha can get all the kamanas fulfilled of the Yajamana for whomever he is doing that Udgita Upasana. If he can do it for the Yajamana, it includes that he can do it for himself also. So you and I can be the Rutvik with the Om Upasana can fulfill the desire of whoever is the Yajamana, for whomever we are doing this Omkar Upasana, we can fulfill our desires also, all of them with Om Upasana. This way. But our desire, you and I in class, because the students of Upanishad, through the Om Upasana, the Antakarana Shuddhi, through that the Brahma Vicharana, through that Brahmanubhuti and Moksha. We have a single pointed, single tracked travel or line or path. We are not confused. Are you still confused? That do you find still fulfillment in achieving anything other than Brahman? Satisfaction, contentment, liberation? If yes, that means you have not heard Upanishad at all. You are careless, negligent. Ah. Because so many Upanishads talk about moksha through Brahma Vidya. All of them we have studied. Even after studying 9 Upanishads, Brahma Prapti leads to moksha. If this is not understood and accepted, which wall any guru has to hit his head to? Or he should hit the head of the disciple to the wall. Very clear it is. Now, tad upasakah api udgata tad dharma bhavati iti aha. Now, in the seventh mantra, the Omkara Upasaka also gets all that Om gets. What Om is getting? Therefore, Omkarasya Sarva Kamana Siddhutvam, whatever is there, तथा च स्वत् आत्मानुप्रविष्टेन मिथुनेन सर्वकाम अवाप्ति गुणवत्व ओंकारस्य सिद्धम. What is said in the earlier line, sixth mantras bhashya, the last line, that is applied to the yajamana, sorry, or the upasaka of this pranava. So tad upasaka, the upasaka of that omkara, who is called as upasaka udgata. Api, he also, tad dharma bhavati, he also becomes as capable as the Omkara. What is Omkara's dharma? Swa atmanu pravishtunena mitunena sarva kama avapti gunavatvam Omkarasya siddham. Sarva kama avapti gunatvam Omkarasya siddham. Again I am saying sarva kama avapti gunavatvam Omkarasya siddham. Because into the Om are the merger of, is the merger of the Mithuna, the couple of Vak and Prana. Vak and Prana are the Ruksama Veda. In that only Sarva, Karma and Karma Phalas are indicated. So that Omkara dharma of Sarva Kama Phala Avapti Gunavatvam. Ana? Sarva Kama Apti Gunavatvam of the Omkara. The Omkara's capacities of fulfilling all the desires, tad dharma udgata api bhavati. The udgata, the upasaka of this Omkara, he also becomes that. So tad upasaka api udgata tad dharma bhavati iti aha. So the seventh mantra says that the udgita Omkara, whatever has the power, comes to the udgata, the upasaka of the Omkara. So therefore, you and I can be the doubtless upasaka of the Omkara, that Sarva Kama Avapti Gunavatvam. Sarva Kama Apti Gunavatvam for us also comes from the Omkara if we do the Upasana of it. This is said in seventh mantra, chanted Apaitaha vai kamanam bhavati, Apaitaha vai kamanam bhavati, Yayetadevam vidvan, Yayetadevam vidvan, Aksharamudgitamupaste, Aksharamudgitamupaste, Apaitaha vai kamanam bhavati, Yayetadevam vidvan, अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते आपयिताः वै कामानां भवते य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते. So कामानां आपयिता भवति. He becomes the what English word I have to use, the getter of the kamanas for the yajamana. He can invoke the Sarva Kama Avapti for the Yajamana. Who? Ya Etadevam Vidwan, the one who has understood what is said. Therefore, with the Shraddha born out of that understanding, Aksharam Udgitam Upaste. Who does the Upasana of the Omkara? And what is Omkara Upasana? 100 times we already seen. Chanting of Om vocally, focusing the mind thought on the Om, then with the Buddhi understanding is Om is Paramatma's Abhidhana, Nedishtam Abhidhana. When that is uttered, Lord feels so happy to bless us, and it also is Pratika, and it is the Rasanam Rasatamaha. All these kept in the intellect is called as the Bauddhika sadhana of the Om. Then with the devotion chanting the Om, and the mind is conscious of the Om chanting, and Vani also is chanting. In all this integrational way, the Om Upasana is done. Add one more thing, or Om Lord, I consider you as Sakshat Parameshwara Parabrahma. So with this Sankalpa I am doing your Upasana, you bless me, the Om will bless. Like your Ramakrishna blesses in the Vedic period, the Pranava is the Ishvara, Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha, he used to bless. Okay? Up to this is done. Now the Bhashya of this mantra, ki, what he said, Apaitaha vai kamanam bhavati, ya etadevam vidwan aksharam udgitam upaste. Just 2-3 lines. Apayita havai kamanam yajamanasya bhavati. Apayita means obtainer, the one who sees to it that it reaches. कामानाम आपयता, कामनाओं को फुलफिल करने वाला. Bhavati, he becomes. For whose, for whom he becomes the fulfiller of the desire? Yajamanasya. Yajamana is the whoever has requested us, we have accepted. Like पंडित जी को घर बुलाकर आप इन्हीं पूजा करवाते हो कोई भगवान का, तो he becomes the purohita and you become the yajamana. The Lord becomes the upasya and that purohita makes you do the upasana of that upasya devata. And then with that, when the devata is giving you the blessings, yajamana, you say that this purohita made the yajamana get his desires fulfilled by making him do the upasana and invoking God's grace. So here also, to whoever the yajamana, he becomes kamanam apayita. So apayita havai kamanam yajamanasya bhavati. In this one thing throughout life to be kept in mind is what? For whomever you are doing that upasana, that person also should have the shraddha on you and the upasana you do. Isn't it? Like you are doing the mantrocharana for your children or all. They should be told and they must have the faith. The faith nahi hai, or if they are opposing it, then the results fully may not come, or it may come but he may not receive it. And these subtler things slowly we should start understanding in life. That many a times things are given, but they are not taken. Like I gave the example of this class. With the punya of the people, known to me, the Lord is making this Shastra Satsanga happen. That is happening. But they know it and still they don't attend and or don't receive it. What can anybody do? Knowingly that there is a class going on, for somebody is not coming, so he is denying the blessings only, na? Example. And those who understand that it is available and they make it convenient, then they are getting the result. This is to say that Yajamana means what? The one who accepted you. That is why, if you see in Bhagavata Saptaha Adi, on the first day, what is done is that Krishna Vasudeva, by the Yajamana, he is the Bhagavata Saptaha Vakta Shukarupa, that acceptance is made. Then the Bhakta also accepts him as the Shrota, the Yajamana. Then the Katha begins. Everywhere, nowadays, so the most prevalent hai. You go to hospital, you have to register your name and pay that minimum to begin with consultation fees. That means you have accepted to be the Yajamana for the doctor, the Purohita, to do the Om Upasana on you of operation. Isn't it? Not that कोई डॉक्टर आके जबरदस्ती हमें पकड़ के ले जाके थोड़ी ट्रीट करेंगे. You have to accept, the treatment and all with the faith. So here also. That's how, that is another thing. We have to understand it. Like how much ever the parents are telling good things, the children go on refusing. What can parents do? With all their telling the children, it won't affect. मैं तो कह दिया बट उसने रिसीव नहीं किया. He has not become yajamana. Those who receive it, then they get benefit. That is, by the way, keep it in mind. कि yajamana के लिए he becomes the fulfiller of the desires. But who is yajamana? Who has that faith? Who has got that acceptance? Isn't it? At least non-rejection. Many people reject also. And they want it the other way around and so many things. Isn't it? So keeping that in mind, apayita havai kamanam yajamanasya bhavati. He becomes the obtainer of the kamana, desire fulfillment, for the Yajamana. Okay, who is the one who becomes? It is not said so far. So far, what is said is Omkara Mahima, that it has got Sarvakama Apti Gunavatvam, because it has got the Vak and Prana in it. The Vak Prana has got the Ruksama. Ruksama are the mantras revealed to the divinity, revealed from the divinity through the rishis, of whom this capacity to get the desires of the Yajamana fulfilled is Yaha etad aksharam evam apti gunavat udgitam upaste. The ones who are doing the upasana of this akshara omkara, which, as said in the earlier mantra, has got the apti gunavatva in it. So kama avapti gunavan omkar ka, जो उपासना करते हैं, that upasaka gets the desires of the yajamana fulfilled through omkara upasana. So Om has the capacity of desire fulfilling. The Om upasaka also gets the desire fulfilling ability for the yajamana by doing the upasana of Om. Doing the upasana of Om is most important. Don't miss the main thing. सिर्फ कहने से नहीं होता, बैठ कर करने से. बैठकर करने से एवरीथिंग हैपेंस, इंक्लूडिंग इन मेडिटेशन रियलाइजिंग परमात्मा. जस्ट लाइक नहीं बैठोगे, नहीं करोगे, इवन भोजन भी नहीं होता. सो आपैता वै कामानाम यजमानस्य भवति. यह एतद अक्षरम एवं आपति गुणवत्. In this way, that akshara which has got the kama avapti guna, which is called udgitam upaste. So udgitam, aksharam, omkaram, they are synonymous. इन तीनों में एक भी उपयोग करें, what is meant is the same thing. Three words में anything he said, it is talked about one thing only. Never have that doubt. So यह एतद अक्षरम एवं आप्ति गुणवत् udgitam upaste. एवं आप्ति गुण उद्गीत का the one who does upasana, he becomes the yajamanasya kamanam apayita. Up to this we have seen. Tasya etad yathoktam phalam ityartah. Means what? The whatever the phala the omkara fetches, that phala comes to this omkara upasaka also. Is equal to, he can do that om upasana for the kamana purti of himself, and he can do the om upasana for the kamana purti of the Shraddha Yukta Yajamana. So Om has the capacity, Om Upasaka also capacity, and in the Om Upasaka, the capacity of fulfilling all desires is for fulfilling his own desire also, and also for someone who has come as Yajamana, whom you have accepted Yajman, the Yajman who has accepted you as the Upasaka, or whatever word you call, Pujari or jo bhi kaho. Therefore, if you do the Upasana, you can become fulfiller of your desire and others' desires too. Sarva Kamava. But that much intensely, deeply with faith, the Om Upasana has to be done. Superficially karne se nahi. Totally lost into that, engrossed into that. You know that, as we told you 7 days back, 6 days back, ki they do tapasya till they fully get lost and engrossed in that Paramatma. Once that is achieved, then the Lord comes to bless them. Who, in the good olden days, whom we used to see or listen, that they used to sit for tapasya for 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 year, 1 decade, 2 decades, somebody the 1,000 years. What were they doing 10,000 years? They were doing tapasya in which they were doing the upasana of the upasaka devata to the extent of totally fully engrossed in it. When that condition is fulfilled, then the Lord comes to bless them. Here also, Om has all the capacity to fulfill our desires. And we can fulfill our desires by the Omkara Upasana. Our desire as well as the desire of Yajamana. But The condition is that much intensely with Shraddha, we have to do the upas. ओम 3 बार बोल दिया, बट हुआ नहीं मैंने जो मांगा, ऐसा नहीं होता. That has to be so deeply, intensely, totally engrossed away we have to do, mainly with the faith. श्रद्धा बहुत काम करता है वहां. इवन इन योर कृष्ण भक्ति राम भक्ति, श्रद्धा जो है उन्हीं को वो फल मिलता है. Isn't it that story of that small girl we told you long back, that they were doing the yajna for the rains, all the panditjis वगैरह वगैरह, है ना, vigorous yajna for the rains to come. Everybody from the village came attending that. One small girl is the one, 8 years old. She came to Yagnashala with an umbrella. Others laughed, इतनी गर्मी में इसमें छाता क्यों लाए? She said, you are doing yajna for rain. So if the rain comes, so I will drench it. So I just brought this for my protection. And for the sake of this girl and her faith, it really rained. Not because of those people doing yajna. ये श्रद्धा का फल होता है. श्रद्धा से करना. Never miss that aspect. Like with Shraddha, you listen, then you understand so many things in the class. With the doubt and suspicion, then you come and sit 1 hour and spend the time and go. That's it. And with rigidity and rejection, if you come, you only develop the hatred. Aina? In so many ways, our mind can operate. Succumbing to that mind, in so many ways, we can conduct in life. Worst ways we have to drop, the best ways we have to approach. Best way is with faith. Right? Now, tam yatha yatha upasate tadeva bhavati iti shrutehe. See, in the Mandala Brahmana, this quotation Shankara Bhagavan takes and tells us, tam yatha yatha upasate tadeva bhavati. Tam means here Paramatma. Paramatma's pratika is Omkara. With the Omkara as an alambana, yatha yatha upasate. Means for whatever purpose and with whatever intent, intensity, involvement and shraddha upasate, then tadeva bhavati, that phala comes. So iti shruti. So therefore your all desire fulfillment is possible in the Om Upasana. Then why delay? Start to it. But in the beginning only we'll warn you, don't do Upasana for any result other than Paramatma Prapti, because that will only bind you the other results. I know. Our everyday prayer from now onwards is refusing to desire anything else, intensifying our desire for Paramatma Prapti. Already every day in our 6 sankalpas of 6 classes we do it, but dil se, dimag se. Dimag says with intellectual understanding. Dil says from the heart. They have to be together. What we understand intellectually should be expressed from the heart. What finally counts is what is in our heart. What is in our head also tries to dominate in our life. Whatever is in our heart, that also tries to dominate. Whatever is in our willpower, that also dominates. So head and heart and willpower, guts, what you call it as. 3 types of expressions of beings in the world. Somebody works with the head, somebody with the heart, somebody with the guts. Guts means लगाओ बस जो होगा देखा जाएगा. Sometimes it works, it doesn't work. Good or bad works. We have to negotiate between all these three: head, heart, and guts. Head is required to understand. Heart is required to wholeheartedly apply ourselves. Guts are required to consistently perform in spite of any obstacles. Like with head, you are here to listen. With heart, you are there that you love this class. With the guts, that even though the mind says, अब रुक जाओ, बंद करो, अब चले जाओ, और बहुत हो गया, और कल सुनते हैं, दूसरा काम है. Keeping away all of that, what you listen is called guts. Everyday coming is guts. Managing your health, managing your other things, maintaining that inspiration. These are all guts. Otherwise, one small little thought in the mind, chalo, let us skip today. Enough. You will skip the whole 1.5 hour class of 7 sadhanas, which is a big loss if you skip it. But you have the guts to say no to other things. You have the heart to say yes to this thing. You have the intellection. Yes, let me go, understand because the life is meant for knowing the truth through the study of Upanishads. Clarity is there. Now this is done. Seventh mantra. Apaita havai kamanam bhavati yah etadevam vidwan aksharam udgitam upaste. See, because of so many times chanting, word by word explanation, that Upanishad which few days was absolutely unfamiliar to us, now we are able to understand it is as easily simply like Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita also we never knew, but as we were listening our Tulsi Ramayana, now we understand na tuning hota hua, okay Bhagwan ne ye kaha. So to this Upanishad. For me to absolutely zero about this Upanishad. कुछ नहीं पता. अब पढ़ रहे लगा रहे दिमाग थोड़ा थोड़ा आइडिया आ रहा है. And the mantra is so obvious, which we were unfamiliar, so we were feeling confused. अब तो clear है ना कि आपैता वै कामानं भवति कामानां य एतदेवं विद्वान अक्षरम उद्गीतम उपासते. ठीक है. So yat एतदेवं विद्वान means the one who has understood the mahima of the omkara. From that only the shraddha and the guts will come. So ye एतदेवं विद्वान is intellection, followed by the dil as well as the guts. With that dil and guts backed with intellection, what he has to do? Practically udgita upaste. He has to do the upasana. Then the result is kamanam apaita bhavati. He becomes capable of fulfilling the kamanas of the yajama. So all possibilities set. Huh? Don't do the fulfillment of anybody's desire with your home upasana and waste your energy. Like Vishwamitra and all of them done. You do your sadhana for your spiritual unfoldment first, then others, any kamana, don't entertain it because kamana itself is wrong. We are saying it from the spiritual background of the Brahma Jignasa background. Those who never study Upanishads and understand Brahma Vidya, they don't understand, and they do this Krishna and Rama upasana, then they do all the upasanas to fulfill the desires of others. Sometime to help others to come out of their problems, difficulties, you can help out, but not in fulfilling desires. Because it's a vicious circle of no desire fulfillment. That's why there are gurus to get lot of shishyas and the public. They gain some yoga siddhis and they start fulfilling the desires of people. And touch with such siddhamahatmas, the jund of the devotees go hundreds and lakhs and crores in number. But all of them go only for the worldly bhoga. And one day that Mahatma gets the akal, जो अकल हमको पहले से ही है कि these बेवकूफ्स आर यूजिंग ऑल माई तपस्या फॉर using my misusing my tapasya for their own desire fulfillment. Here onwards, I am not going to do. You will close the dukkha. Because that is the wrong thing. You have to grow out of desire. Then he keeps a new board. Your desires are not fulfilled. Your difficulties are sorted out. Your spiritual goals are helped in. Then slowly the people recede away. 4-5 लोग जो दिमाग है वो लोग बैठते क्लास. Because desire fulfillment itself becomes the disease and problem. With all the background of all Upanishads studied, I am saying, of which I can't explain now. You all have heard it. The genesis of desire, the binding effect of desire. Is anything more inimical than desire? Today we are going to see Sri Rama saying, Kama, Krodha, Lobha. These are the 3 gateways to Naraka. So here the Omkara Mahima is said. That doesn't mean that we use it for the worldly Kamana Purti. Isn't it? Our only Kamana is Paramatma Prapta. Antakara Shuddhi for that. Now you see what you studied in Gita, Pushpitam, Vani. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. That is fulfilled here or not? Ki Sakshat Chandogya Upanishad is telling us to do the Omkara Upasana for our desire fulfillment and desire fulfillment of Yajamana. We will be flooded in this if we have not studied Upanishads, if we have not studied the Gita, where this ability of the Omkara to fulfill our desires should not be misused for the worldly desire. It is to be used for the spiritual goal. These are all the subtle things in life we have to know to evolve from the lower level to the higher level. By the way, keep it in mind. Now, Samruddhi Gunavansha Omkaraha. Now, the introduction to the eighth mantra. So, Kama Apaitrutvam is over. That topic about the Om. Rasanam Rasatamaha also is over. It is called Udgita because all the Udgatas start their Udganam with Om. That also is over. So in this way, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, Mahimas of Omkara are told. Every one of them are so beautiful. The latest is this one. It has the ability to fulfill all desires. Next topic, two more, three more topics. Next is what? Ki Samruddhi Gunavanscha Omkaraha. Omkara also has got the Samruddhi Guna. And what is that Samriddhi Guna? How is that Samriddhi Guna? Is this theme of the eighth mantra. Shall we chant it? Tadva etad anugnya aksharam. Tadva etad anugnya aksharam. Yadhi kimcha anujanati. Yadhi kimcha anujanati. Om iti eva. Om iti eva. Tadaha. Tadaha. एषा एव समृद्धिः समृद्धिः यद् अनुज्ञा समर्थयिताः वै कामानां भवति समर्थयिताः वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरम् उद्गीतम् उपास्ते अक्षरम उद्गीतम उपास्ते. Again, तद्वा एतदनुज्ञा अक्षरम यद्धि किंच अनुजानाति ओमित्येव तदाह एषा एव समृद्धिः यदनुज्ञा समर्थयिताः वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते. Again, यत्तद्वा एतदनुज्ञा अक्षरं यद्धि किंच अनुजानाति ओमिति एव तदाह एषा एव समृद्धिर् यदनुज्ञा समर्थयिताः वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते. No, first of all, we don't have Sanskrit knowledge at all. Secondly, even if we have what Sanskrit we have knowledge of, with which we study the Purana Itihasas, is different from what Sanskrit employed in Vedas. Vedic Bhasha is Vedic only, it is unique, very sublime. Like, it's English language only, but the way of English employed in UK is different from how it is employed in US. एक तरह लगता है हमको है, लेकिन नो, all the grammatical rules what they follow in general communication exactly नहीं होता है. Like in India, Hindi is one language. In 9 states, Hindi is going on, but not that everywhere it is the same way. In Rajasthan only there are 5 types of Hindi along with Marwadi what they do. In Uttar Pradesh, in every district, there will be different way of Hindi. You understand? Telugu, if you take language, the Malayali speaks Telugu. The Tamilians, many of them know Telugu. The Kannadiga, but they todam karke, they do it. Then the Telangana, the Andhra. So isn't it? In the same way, what I am saying is, the mystical way of presenting the subject by the Vedas by the Upanishads. To lift our intellect to that understanding also, a great, great achievement which happens only by Guru Krupa, Shruti Mata Krupa, that we hold on to the feet of the Guru through him. We have faith in Shraddha and in studying the Upanishad. When the Shruti Mata and Guru are happy with our that Shraddha, that that's some mystical power they give special by which we will be able to tune to study. It's not an ordinary thing. Just like that nahi hota. Like Tulasi Ramayana. Many people do Parayanam of it. Many don't know how to study it because Tulsidas' language of that Avadhi in which Ramayana is written is so sweet and beautiful. Yet you have to be blessed to understand it. Otherwise, you will only do Parayanam. You don't know how to speak on that, how to talk. You understood? The other day somebody saw me, अच्छा ऐसा पढ़ते हैं तुलसी राम. I never knew it. Yeah, ऐसे ही करते हैं फिर. If you have Tulsidas' Kripa, Yagnivalkya Bharadwaja Kripa, if you have Shiva Parvati Kripa, if you have Kagvusundi Garuda Kripa, then you will be able to understand. Here also, है ना? Lots of fill up the blanks will be. That's how the Upanishads revealed to rishis. Without editing it, they gave it like that. And it went on coming up to us like that only. That's why to fill up the blanks, to explain every word, the gurus, the bhashyakaras, the acharyas are there for us. This is one mantra. Beautiful. Tadva etat anugnya aksharam. This Omkara is an anugnya akshara. It's a syllable used for giving the anugnya or permission. Okay. Yadhi kincha anujanati omiti eva. Because wherever ever anugnya, the permissions are granted, it is done with Omkar. Most respectful, reverential way in that Vedic period. Nowadays, we have lost the sight of everything, therefore, it looks new to us. It looks funny to us. It looks to be non understandable or acceptable to us because we have gone in distance far away from this Vedic tradition. Remember, when you study these books, have that sympathy. What is sympathy? That these are all written or revealed at that very period time, from where we have traveled long distance in time as well as in our habits, etc., in our approaches. In short, the whole Vedic way of living is lost. Living. इसलिए हमको नया नया अलग अलग अनबिलीवेबल लगता है. Yeah, what going on now after 200 years, this will not be believed. They new way of living the people will develop of everything. That's how the whole world keeps on moving. Basic things remaining same. Basic needs like hunger, etc. remain same. Basic needs of spirituality to realize is the same. Basic needs of following the eternal values remaining the same. Spiritual goals, eternal values, and then livelihoods. They won't change. लाइवलीहुड मीन्स आप मुंह से ही खाओगे, कान से ही सुनोगे, नाक से ही सूंघोगे, ये कभी नहीं बदलते. हाउ मच और साइंटिफिकली यू ग्रो, so too the moral ethical values have no replacement. With whatever the way you grow scientifically, economically, only the values bring the beauty and joy in one's heart as well as in the society. So too, it's only the reality through the spirituality realized that one gets moksha. How much or artificial intelligence you will develop, they remain same. Apart from that, the customs, the systems, they keep on changing as per the convenient of the group of people or as per the desire of them. कन्वीनियंस भी हो सकता है, डिजायर या इंसिस्टेंस भी हो सकता है, चलता रहता. दिस इज वैदिक वे ऑफ सेइंग. So first sentence is what? Tadva etat anugnaksharam. Tadvai etad, this omkara of which the whole khanda is being discussed is anugnyakshara. ये अनुज्ञा के लिए उपयोग किए जाने वाला अक्षर. So yadhi kincha anujanati, wherever the anugnya is given, two examples will be given, we will see that. Om iti eva, by saying Om only the anugnya is given. Tadaha, esha eva samruddhi yad anugnya. Okay, in that one beautiful thing you have to add it is ki, the topic is what? Samruddhi gunavanscha omkaraha. Shankara Bhagavan says Om is the Samruddhi Gunavan. That topic is brought here. Ki tat aha esha eva samruddhi yad anugnya. That anugnya giving itself is samruddhi. Bhashyakara will tell us. Because only samruddhivan alone has the capacity to give anugnya. Okay. Tadaha esha eva samruddhi yad anugnya. Then having this knowledge behind, the one who does therefore the Omkara Upasana, he also will become Samruddhivan. Samardhaita havai kamanam bhavati ya etadevam vidvan aksharam udgitam upaste. Therefore, he becomes the one in condition of the earlier mantra, not only fulfiller of the desires, kama, avapti gunavattam, but samardhaita. And samruddhi rupena the kamana fulfillment. Like when your son asks the money, giving him what you have is different from giving him what he wants. You can give what he wants when you have sufficient, na? That's called samruddhi. नहीं तो कहोगे यार मेरे पास 200 रुपए है 100 मेरे को चाहिए 100 से ज्यादा आई कांट गिव यू कामानाम अभवप्ति is different from कामानाम समर्थयितृत्व समर्थनम means samruddhi. Samruddhi word is known to you, samruddhi. Like having lunch every day is one thing. Samruddhi Rupena having lunch every day is different. In lunch every day you have कोई दाल होगा या सब्जी होगा कुछ ना कुछ होगा रोटी तो जीना है तो खाते हो. But samruddhi means what? सारे items maximum are there. There is nothing left to ask. पापड़ से लेकर झापड़ तक सब कुछ है वहाँ खाने को. Everything from the beginning till the end. समृद्धि कहते हैं उसको. And if any item is missing, just order it again, immediately comes in minutes. अरे सब है पापड़ तल के दो और तल के ले आएंगे वो. अरे वो पापड़ तो लाया वो वाला किधर है? अच्छा अच्छा भूल ही गया मैं. पंजाबी वाला मसालेदार पापड़ ले वो भी आ जाएगा. That's called समृद्धि. है ना? Giving maximum and best. Like you go to the shoe shop to buy. So there are plenty of shoes there, ranging from minimum to the maximum. वो पहले पूछते हैं आपको क्या रेंज में चाहिए? आपका बजट क्या है? Then he will take you to that corner display. So what is the samruddhi there? The best of the shoe you buy there without even bargaining, compromising. Even if he says 20% discount है तो रख ले discount मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. Give me the best shoe, best piece you give me. समृद्धि. तो ओम is samardhaita. Therefore, Omkara Upasaka also samardhaita will become. That is the meaning of the Omkara's samartha. Where from the samruddhita came? It came from the anugnya. And Om is used for anugnya. Tadva etat anugnya aksharam. How? Yaddi kincha anujanati Om iti. Om iti eva. Tada aha. Esha eva samruddhi yadanugnya. So the relation between anugnya and samruddhi we have to know. Om does anugnya. And in the anugnya, samruddhi is there. Therefore, Om is the samruddhi karaka. Therefore, whoever is doing the upasana of the Omkara, they also become the samruddhi karaka. And desire fulfillment, but samruddhi rupena desire fulfillment. Wonderful, na? So that there is nothing more asked for. Like in today's world, parents have lot of money, but only one stupid child. Therefore, there is samruddhi. Then any khilona he asks, they get. Any food he asks, before asking only they give. Pamper, pamper and tamper. We never had this in our childhood. और जो कल में छोटे होते ना उनका बदकिस्मती है. We have gone through that. You may laugh it, but you know it also. Even pants also, shirt also. बड़े भाई का हमको मिलता है बस. वो थोड़ा बड़ा हो गया तो he'll be getting new. अरे उसका छोटा तुम्हारे को साइज आ रहा है ना आप उसको ले लो. We have used tens of pants our elder brother only, isn't it? Not that everybody is given 10 like nowadays. One child है तो उसको दुकान ही खरीद के देते. Isn't it? The books. I tell you, I never bought even a one book till my 10th class. Why? Because the ones who were earlier to me, they used to give carefully उसको अच्छी तरह वो binding करके रखे थे. They've crossed that class. Those books come to me, and I used to give to my next who are brothers. उनको जाते थे books. Not that thrown away and you bought the new one. No, everything was passed. I'm just giving the reference between the samruddhi, purna kamana fulfillment, and without samruddhi. So the Omkara, both the things. Kama apayitruttvam is there, as is said in the earlier shloka. Kama apti gunavatvam. Samriddhi rupena kama apti gunavatvam is there. Full. See, our rishis have gone up to that level. Ki live life fully well. And have friends, but samriddhi rupena. Good number of friends and great friendship. एक दोस्त है बस साल में एक बार मिलते हैं कभी कभी, ये तो भिखारी का लक्षण है वो तो. हैव 10 फ्रेंड्स समृद्ध एंड ईच लव मी एंड आई लव. हमारा तो हर 2 दिन में पार्टी होता है, मिलते हैं. दैट्स कॉल्ड समृद्ध. आई एम नॉट रिकमेंडिंग इट, यू जस्ट ट्रांसलेटेड ऑल दैट नॉनसेंस. You are now having friend only Paramatma and the Guru and Shastra. You have some serious things to achieve your own realization and serve the world in that. ये बच्चों की तरह दोस्तों में समय वेस्ट करने का बात खत्म हो गया. दैट्स बेवकूफी. Allowed at that time, not now. You are meant for something different. We are chosen by the Lord for our evolution and for His work. That's why ये सारा हर दिन हम क्लासेस सुन रहे हैं. It's not our plan, it is Ishwara's plan. So, though I gave the example, but I have to answer also. अच्छा स्वामी जी, फिर कल से दोस्त बनाते हैं. No दोस्त and waste time. समृद्धि का एक्सप्लेनेशन. I loved this shloka. Tadva etat anugnya aksharam yaddi kincha anujanati omiti eva tad aha esha eva samruddhi yad anugnya. Therefore, samardita hoy kamanam bhavati etat evam vidvan aksharam udgitam upas. So in each of the mantra, if you see, Om's Mahima is said. The one who does the upasana of the Om, he will get that result that is said. That is called as Tasya Upavyakhyana. And therefore, by the end of this particular first Khanda over, only 3 more mantras we have, the full conviction about the Mahima of the Omkara should happen in our head and heart. Then we should start taking Om for our Upasana Alambana. Start it. Om. We have already started Mandukya time में daily 18 times पढ़ रहे, but increase the number, intensify it, have this all said knowledge behind. Know that this Om is Akshat Paramatma's name, Paramatma's Pratika, Paramatma Prapti Upaya Pratika, and it is the fulfill of all desires, etc. Such power is there in Om. Keeping that in mind, then hold on to the Om. Enough for your clear understanding? Everything is same as you are told and you do for your Krishna or Rama or Shiva. All what things you listen about them, they are already in Omkar. Om is the first one. These all have later on come. Generally in life, as the things which come later on, sometimes overpower become more important, and suppressing the behind ones. In our spiritual sadhanas also, this is what happened. The later came things have taken the position pushing back the behind ones. That is one of the mistakes. नए नए चीजें पुराने चीजों को नहीं दबाना. In science it happens because in science the newer discoveries Narayana is the higher quality wala. Spirituality means nothing new can be discovered. Is only the old wine in new bottle. As you say something now. You cannot make Brahman new, no? The Brahma Vidya Prapti Paddhati also, you cannot make new. It's only you have to become introverted, you have to cross your Panchakoshas, you have to realize it. That's the only way. You cannot modernize it. You have to only put it in modern words, that's all. But sometimes some things miss out. For the sake of some convenience, somewhere it is told, but it becomes a trend, then the good old greater things are forgotten. One of the things is this. One is whole Vedic parampara is lost. Second is the value to the Om is lost. And we started following other paramparas. Nowadays, to the Western parampara, third class, and the Om is gone back. And I have to talk so much to convince you about the glory of Omkara that your mind is so occupied by your Ishtadevata so much. Your ego is strongly acting there, not to accept the Om. अब देखो परेशानी ऐसे. So then here Om Mahima we are understanding. Take the Om as Alambana and you will see the miracles will happen. All that is said here. So many of the benefits are said. Samruddhi Kama Avapti is the highlight only today. And in your Shastras, before we come to spiritual life of Paramatma Prapti, even in the worldly things, whatever we were earlier, Samruddhi was expected there. Samruddhi. Not a meager thing. Samruddha. Full. Whatever you have in that like Krishna, Samruddha, he will have makhan, jamke, khud khayenge, sabko mil. He will play if he plays Samruddha Rupena. He is not a Chelega type. If he does a decoration, pure body will decorate. He wants the more punk, गले में वनमाला, समृद्धि चाहिए मेरे को. If he has friends, so many friends. गैया है तो इतने सारे समृद्धि. यहाँ तक बीवी चाहिए तो ही ले आओ 16,000 समृद्धि दे रहा. Isn't it? कोई नाराज हो गए तो दो, you go to other one. He is happy. By the way, nobody became naraz with him. He managed all sonas eat so perfectly that in all our shastras, nowhere you see somebody filed a case against Krishna for this or that problem. देखा क्या हमने कहीं? That is a great achievement. Anyway, he is samruddha. मस्त है जीवन. Samruddhi is another fulfillment in life. Always that fears inside and all of that. हर एक चीज, एक मिठाई खाओ तो नहीं मर जाऊंगा, सब में का प्रॉब्लम है. फिर डू प्रॉपर एक्सरसाइज, वो भी नहीं करते. वी लिव लाइफ सो माइजरली, है ना. इवन लव ऑल्सो वी डोंट गिव टू द पीपल. देयर नो समृद्धि, भी डर रहता है वहां. विद चिल्ड्रन ऑल्सो यू कैन नॉट लविंगली टॉक समृद्धि रूप में. छुपा छुपा बच्चा बच्चा के थोड़ा थोड़ा. ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन यू कैन नई वर तो पता नहीं भूल ही गए. There's no neighbor discussion talking concept at all now. Gaya ho. Even in train flight, 10 hours they travel together, they don't even look at each other. Gone. That's how the things have changed. For good or bad, we are not discussing much. Right? This mantra is one sweet bhashyam. Tadva etat prakrutam anugnya aksharam. Anugnya cha sa aksharam cha anugnya aksharam. Anugnya cha anumati omkara ityartha. कथम अनुज्ञा इत्याह श्रुतिरेव. यदि किंच यत्किंच लोके ज्ञानं धनवा अनुजानाति विद्वान् धनी वा तत्र अनुमतिं कुर्वन् ओम इति एव तदाह. तथा च वेदे त्रयस्त्रिंशदित् ओम इति होवाच इत्यादि. तथा च लोकेपि तव इदं धनं गृह्णामि इत्युक्ते ओम इति एव आह. The two examples are given how om is the anugnya akshara, and anugnya can be done by only who is samartha or samruddha. Therefore, Om has got all the samruddhi. Therefore, Om can fulfill desire, and samruddha rupena it can fulfill desire. So that you need not go to anybody else. Like somebody comes asking for some help. Is it not right way that we help him in so much completely that he doesn't need to beg somebody else? That's called samruddha rupena. You have capacity, so you just take care of him fully. Your own brother comes to ask for some. अरे क्या है, मेरा तेरा सब तेरा ही है, कितना चाहिए तेरे को, ले ले, दूसरे के यहाँ जाके भीख मत मांग. You are my brother. But I cannot give, I don't have interest. Never mind, you take. मैं नहीं मरूंगा if you don't give me. You take. You being my brother, begging somebody else. And that is called Samruddhi Guna. How beautiful that feeling. In these are the subtle joys, much precious than the gross ones of hoarding all the money and not even giving to the brother for his survival or solving problems. क्या बकवास जिंदगी थी. In so many ways it is. Samruddhi, like our Puja Gurudeva. Samruddha. When he talks, Samruddha. When he laughs, Samruddha. When he runs the organization show, it's a Samruddha. Everything is Samruddhi in him. He is no Bhikumanga in him. You don't see. That miserliness, you won't, he's like a lion only, Samruddha. मजा आता है ऐसे देखो. कृष्ण वाज लाइक दैट. व्यास आल्सो. शंकर भगवान. श्रुति स्मृति पुराण सब पे भाष्य लिखेंगे. मैक्सिमम काम करेंगे वो जितना हो सकता है इन दैट 32 years. That's called Samruddhi. The leader of the country working for all round development of country. That's called Samruddhi. One aspect is taken care, other neglected, then again problem comes. Isn't it? Samruddhi is an attitude. It's a beautiful attitude. I should be Samruddha and whoever come in my presence, they also should be Samruddha. There's some people खुद भी खाते नहीं और दूसरे आते अतिथि लोग थोड़ा ही खिलाते बस. Very miser. There's some other people lavishly they enjoy and any guest comes उनको खिला खिला के मार डालते. Samruddhi. And those people who come as guests to their house, they cherish. यार मैं इतने घरों में गया. This is the house where they were so wholehearted in feeding. That is heart. दिल की बात है ना सब. बाहर का तो ठीक है. Samruddhi. Like Sudama, with his own Samruddhi, he took that poha to Lord Krishna. That was. उनको उतना ही संभव था. Maximum houses they asked for, 4 houses they got from. और सारा पोटली बना के दिया उनकी पत्नी. Half of that she did not keep for her children. ये टेक कृष्ण के नाम पे लिया है तो कृष्ण को ही दे दो. Isn't it? Then Krishna also gave full Samruddhi back to Sudama and family. Important word, little more we'll discuss tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamadaha. Now, today's essence is Vak and Prana is the Mithunam. They find their fulfillment in Om. Vak and Prana have this side, Rug and Sama. Rug and Sama have all mantras, karmas, and phala and desire. Therefore, Om has got the Sarva Kama Avapti Gunavatva. Because Om has the Sarva Kama Avapti Gunavatvam, OMKARA Upasakaha also Sarva Kama Avapti Guna he has got. And that he can get Kama Avapti for himself and also for the Yajaman. Pranava Upasakaha. Next point. This Pranava Upasana, because the Pranava is the Samruddhi Karaka, leads that Upasaka to have the Samruddhi also. Again, for himself as well as the Yajamana. So having plenty, having plentifully sufficient. Sufficiently plenty. Samruddhi, Samardhaita. That's the topic we have to study. Then 1 or 2 questions the Shruti Mata herself raises and then she tells answer. So this is how we will study this. Again, try to summarize it every day, what has been said in this Khanda till it is over. In that way, each of the Khanda will beautifully guide us. These are the newer things we are learning. Maybe make use of them. Thank you. Om Shanti. शांति शांति ही भैया आ जाओ कुछ करना है ये वैदिक चैंटिंग नहीं करना है तो भागो मैं तो करूंगा राइट ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो yesterday we learned the 3 mantras okay or 4 not 3 no 4 more are there today we will learn and chant them twice. This is Mother Saraswati Devi who realized the Brahman. She tells who is she now and what is the relation of the whole world with her. Again, remember, like in any of the interaction, one, everything cannot be communicated. So, in any one portion of mantra or text, everything is not possibly conveyed. That's why many shastras we have to read to get the comprehensive understanding. Hmm. कहाँ तक पहुंचे? Hmm. Mitra Varuna is over. कहाँ गया? Yes, सर्वरूपा सर्वात्मिका सर्वदेवतामयी वाग सूक्तम. Fifth mantra. ॐ अहं रुद्राय धनुरातनोमि. ॐ अहं रुद्राय धनुरातनोमि. ब्रह्मद्विशेषरवे हन्तवा ओ. ब्रह्मद्विशेषरवे हन्तवा ओ. अहं जनाय समदं कृणोमि. अहं जनाय समदं कृणोमि. अहं द्यावा पृथिवी आविवेश. अहं द्यावा पृथिवी आविवेश. ॐ अहं रुद्राय धनुरातनोमि. ब्रह्मद्विशेषरवे हन्तवा ओ. अहं जनाय समदं कृणोमि. अहं द्यावा पृथिवी आविवेश. ॐ अहं रुद्राय धनुरातनोमि. ब्रह्मद्विशेषरवे हन्तवा ओ. अहं जनाय समदं कृणोमि. अहं द्यावा पृथिवी आविवेश. सिक्स्थ वन. अहं सोममाहनसं बिभर्मि. अहं सोममाहनसं बिभर्मि. अहं त्वष्टारमुतपूषणं भगम्. अहं त्वष्टारमुतपूषणं भगम्. अहं ददामि द्रविणा हविष्मते. अहं ददामि द्रविणा हविष्मते. सुप्राव्या यजमानाय सुन्वते. सुप्राव्या यजमानाय सुन्वते. टुगेदर. अहं सोममाहनसं बिभर्मि. अहं त्वष्टारमुतपूषणं भगम्. अहं ददामि द्रविणा हविष्मते. सुप्राव्या यजमानाय सुन्वते. अहं सोममाहनसं बिभर्मि. अहं त्वष्टारमुतपूषणं भगम्. अहं ददामि द्रविणा हविष्मते. सुप्राव्या यजमानाय सुन्वते. सेवन्थ मंत्र. अहं सुवे पितरमस्य मूर्धन्. अहं सुवे पितरमस्य मूर्धन्. मम योनिरप्स्वन्तः समुद्रे. मम योनिरप्स्वन्तः समुद्रे. ततो वितिष्ठे भुवनानि विश्वा. ततो वितिष्ठे भुवनानि विश्वा. उतामूं द्यां वर्ष्मणोपस्पृशामि. उतामूं द्यां वर्ष्मणोपस्पृशामि. टुगेदर. अहं सुवे पितरमस्य मूर्धन्. मम योनिरप्स्वन्तः समुद्रे. ततो वितिष्ठे भुवनानि विश्वा. उतामूं द्यां वर्ष्मणोपस्पृशामि. अहं सुवे पितरमस्य मूर्धन्. मम योनिरप्स्वन्तः समुद्रे. ततो वितिष्ठे भुवनानि विश्वा. उतामूं द्यां वर्ष्मणोपस्पृशामि. एथ एंड लास्ट वन. अहमेव वात इव प्रवामि. अहमेव वात इव प्रवामि. आरभमाणा भुवनानि विश्वा. आरभमाणा भुवनानि विश्वा. परो दिवापर एना पृथिव्यै. परो दिवापर एना पृथिव्यै. तावती महिम्ना सम्बभूव. तावती महिम्ना सम्बभूव. टुगेदर. अहमेव वात इव प्रवामि. आरभमाणा भुवनानि विश्वा. परो दिवापर एना पृथिव्यै. तावती महिम्ना सम्बभूव. अहमेव वात इव प्रवामि. आरवमाणा भुवनानि विश्वा. परो दिवापर एना पृथिव्या. एतावती महिम्ना संबभूव। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हम 2 बार पढ़ते हैं। वन ऑफ द पावरफुल मंत्रास, this aham aham, that pure Brahma Anubhava, when it comes, everything is my own extension. There is nothing other than me that comes. But for it to happen, the presently holding identity of the Jiva Bhava and Upadhi Tadatmya, they have to be dissolved. After listening to Upanishads and all, picture must be very clear now. The small identity with the Upadhis has to be merged in identifying with the Nirupadhika, bigger than the biggest self. हम्म नारायण, समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? ओम सर्वरूपा सर्वात्मिका सर्वदेवमयी वाक् सूक्तम ब्रह्म स्वरूप वाक् सूक्तम अथर्वण वेदांतर्गत। ओम अहम रुद्रे भीर्वसवेश्चरामि अहमादित्यैरुत विश्वदेवैः अहम मित्रावरुणो भाविभर्मि अहमिन्द्राग्नि अहमश्विनो भा अहम राष्ट्री संगमनी वसूनां चिकितुषे प्रथमा यज्ञियानां तम्मा देवा व्यददुः पुरुत्रा भूरिस्थात्रां भूर्यावेशयन्तः अहमेव स्वयमिदं वदामि जुष्टं देवानामुतमानुषाणां यं कामयेतन्तमुग्रं कृणोमि तं ब्रह्माणं तं ऋषिं तं सुमेधाम् मया सोन्नमत्तियो विपश्यति यः प्राणति ऐं शृणोत्युक्तम् अमन्तवो मान्त उपक्षियन्ति श्रुतिश्रुतश्रद्धेयन्ते वदामि अहं रुद्राय धनुरातनोमि ब्रह्मद्विशेषरवे हन्तवा उ अहं जनाय समदं कृणोमि अहं द्यावा पृथिवी आविवेश अहं सोममाहनसं बिभर्मि अहं त्वष्टारमुतपूषणं भगम् अहं ददामि द्रविणा हविष्मते सुप्राव्या यजमानाय सुन्वते अहं सुवे पितरमस्य मूर्धन् मम योनिरप्स्वन्तः समुद्रे ततो वितिष्ठे भुवनानि विश्वा उतामों द्यां वर्ष्मणोपस्पृशामि अहमेव वात इव प्रभामि आरभमाणा भुवनानि विश्वा परो दिवापर एना पृथिव्या एतावती महिम्ना संबभूव। ओम शांति शांति शांति। एक और बार। ओम अहम रुद्रेभिर्वसुभिश्चराम्यहमादित्यैर् उत विश्वदेवैः अहं मित्रावरुणो भाविभर्म्यहमिन्द्राग्नि अहमश्विनो भा अहं राष्ट्रे संगमने वसूनां चिकितुषे प्रथमा यज्ञियानां तम देवा व्यददुः पुरुत्रा भूरिस्था त्रां भूर्यावेशयन्तः अहमेव स्वयमिदं वदामि जुष्टं देवानामुतमानुषाणां यं कामयेतन्तमुग्रं कृणोमि तं ब्रह्माणं तं ऋषिं तं सुमेधाम् मया सोन्नमत्तियो विपश्यति यः प्राणति य ईं शृणोत्युक्तम् अमन्तवो मान्त उपक्षियन्ति श्रुतिश्रुतश्रद्धेयन्ते वदामि अहं रुद्राय धनुरातनोमि ब्रह्मद्विशेषरवे हन्तवा ओ अहं जनाय समदं कृणोम्यहं द्यावा पृथिवी आविवेश अहं सोममाहनसं बिवर्म्यहं त्वष्टारम् उदभूषणं भगम् अहं ददामि द्रविणा हविष्मदे सुप्राव्या यजमानाय सुन्वदे अहं सुवे पितरमस्य मूर्धन् मम योनिरप्स्वन्तः समुद्रे ततो वितिष्ठे भुवनानि विश्वा उतामूं द्यां वर्ष्मणोपस्पृशामि अहमेव वात इव प्रभाम्यारभमाणा भुवनानि विश्वा परो दिवापर एना पृथिव्यै तावती महिम्ना सम्बभूव। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Wow, what a wonderful. Right, friends? In our last but one sadhana today, the Rishi of whom we are chanting Gayatri Mantra 16 times is Hareetha Maharshi. Hareetha Maharshi. Okay. Hareetha Gotra also is there. Haritasa Gotra they say. Hareetha Maharshi. With that name, more rishis are there, more than one also it comes. He belongs first of all to Angirasa Gotra. Some say he was in Raja Ambarisha Parampara. Okay. So Angirasa, Ambarisha, Yavanashva, are the pravaras with which the Haritha Gotra also continues. So Parabrahma Paramatma, Brahmadeva, Angirasa Rishi, Ambarisha, Yavanashva, Haritha, that Sampradaya you can remember. Okay. Uh, Haritha Prastavanas are there in Brahmana Grantha, in some Gotra Pravartana Sampradaya, also in some Veda Shaka Acharya. Okay. In his writings, he has given us Haritha Smriti. Like in every of the Smriti, here also the Ashrama, Varnashrama Achara Dharma. In that Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Dana, Shauchachara, Shraddha Vidhi, Prayaschitta, all of them are set. Haritha Maharshi's information comes in, or some story, Mahabharata, Brahmanda Purana, Vayu Purana, Matsya Purana, and wherever the Gotra Pravartaka Granthas are there, necessarily his name comes there. Okay. Haritha Smriti, Haritha Dharma Sutra, and Gruhya Sutra. These are the things, his contributions, which are not fully available in print, but the references are there here and there. Okay. So in that way, he is Dharma Shastra Pravakta, who is the one who regularized the ashrama dharma, especially Grihastha ashrama. He gave lots of preference, importance to the Shuchi and Acharas. Then Shraddha, Dana, Prayaschitta, the need of them, the Paddhati of them, he has given us. So he lived and taught to his disciples that Dharma is support of the life. We have to have the Guru Seva to get the Vidya, and values of Satya, Shaucha, Dana, Daya. All of them have to be practiced by everybody, especially the Brahmanas. And our Nitya Karmas, which should never be forgotten, otherwise become lazy. Then Shastra Achara, Shastra Anusara Achara is the most important one. In this way, Haritha Maharshi say, we have to learn all these things. Okay. Is a Rishi Shrestha, Vedavetta, Dharmavetta, Sadachara Pravartaka, Satya, Dana, Shaucha, Guru Bhakti, all that he has taught us. Such Maharshis, mantra we chant is ki uh, mm, 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 Dharma Bodhakaya Vidmahe. Okay. Then Veda Pravartakaya Dhimahi. Tanno Haritha Maharshi Prachodayat. Dharma Bodhakaya Veda Pravartakaya. Okay. Dharma Bodhakaya Veda Pravartakaya. याद है ना धर्म बोधकाय विद्महे वेद प्रवर्तकाय धीमहि तन्नो हारीतः महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम परब्रह्म परमात्मा स्वरूप श्री हारित महर्षि नमः. ध्यायामि आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि छत्रचामरादीन् समर्पयामि समस्त शक्त्योपचार भक्त्योपचारादीन् समर्पयामि. ओम श्री हारित महर्षि नमः. स्तोत्रेण जपादिना मंत्रादिना कीर्तनेन तोषयामि. ओम श्री हरितमहर्षि नमः. नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि. मम बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलनं कृत्वा मामात्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कृत्वा अस्मिन् क्षणे एव परमात्मानुभवेन मुक्तिं प्रदेहि इति प्रार्थयामि. तथा च भारतवर्षस्य वैदिकहैन्दव संस्कृतेः सनातनधर्मस्यापि संरक्षणाभिवृद्धिं विश्वव्याप्तिं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि. Okay, 16 times. Om Dharma Bodhakaya Vidmahe Veda Pravartakaya Dhimahi Tanno Haritha Maharshi Prachodayat. Om Dharma Bodhakaya Vidmahe Veda Pravartakaya Dhimahi Tanno Haritha Maharshi Prachodayat. Om Dharma Bodhakaya Vidmahe Veda Pravartakaya Dhimahi Tanno Haritha Maharshi Prachodayat. ओम धर्म बोधकाय विद्महे वेद प्रवर्तकाय धीमहि तन्नो हारीत महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम धर्म बोधकाय विद्महे वेद प्रवर्तकाय धीमहि तन्नो हारीत महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम धर्म बोधकाय विद्महे वेद प्रवर्तकाय धीमहि तन्नो हारीत महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम धर्म बोधकाय विद्महे वेद प्रवर्तकाय धीमहि तन्नो हारीतमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ धर्मबोधकाय विद्महे वेद प्रवर्तकाय धीमहि तन्नो हारीतमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ धर्मबोधकाय विद्महे वेद प्रवर्तकाय धीमहि तन्नो हारीतमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ धर्मबोधकाय विद्महे वेदप्रवर्तकाय 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 धीमहि तन्नो हारीत महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ धर्मबोधकाय विद्महे वेदप्रवर्तकाय धीमहि तन्नो हारीतमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ हारीतमहर्षये नमः। नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि प्रार्थयामि मम रक्षणं कुरु मामात्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कृत्वा अस्मिन् मुहूर्ते क्षणे एव परमात्मानुभवेन मुक्तिं प्रदेहि प्रार्थयामि। सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः अपि संरक्षणाभिवृद्धिं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि। ओम हारीतमहर्षे नमः। 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 ओम हारीतमहर्षे नमो नमः। Okay, the last one now, the simple common sense thought. Mm. Two things, let's talk. One simple, another also elaborate but shortcut way. He, from the non thinking, non awareness to thinking and awareness level, we have to increase. Then necessarily expose yourself to the higher knowledge's wisdom through the Shastras. Then start thinking about all inner impediments which I have maintained for such a long time. They are impediments now because we have taken the inner path. They were helping me in my outer life earlier, of whatever it is. Now, when I change my course from outer to inner life, these traits are impediments now. Like in the world when we were as Vyavaharin, the Raga, Dveshi, the Kama, Krodha, they were the forces for us to succeed. With that only we were living life. Once we come to spirituality, the discovery of inner self, these all become impediments. Therefore, which are the things which I am suffering from? First, we have to note them down. Then, some are the ones which we can conquer by our own disciplined life. Many of the ones, by divine grace in time, they go on. Be on that job. Number one. So, to number two, key variety of sadgunas we need to have. Again, note them done. Some of them we can gain them by our efforts. Many of them, again, we ask the Lord. Balabuddhi Vidya Dehumohi. Then the Lord gives those wisdoms, those abilities to think, to understand the importance of those values, and we get them also. So, one is the things to be removed, qualities. Second are qualities to be gained. Third, also again, the doings, actual doings of various sadhanas. List them out, what can be done. Among them, some of them we can do by our capacity, many of them God's grace makes us do. So let us do what in our hands and approach. The remaining you apply to the Lord, Hey Bhagavan. Then He will see to it somehow that we are able to do what we are supposed to, like the subtle sadhanas of contemplations, the meditations. अभी हमको करने को मौका ही नहीं, ताकत ही नहीं, इवन इच्छा भी इतना प्रबल नहीं. So we ask the Lord, the desire for meditation, the convenience for meditation, the abilities for meditation. Oh Lord, give me more and more. That is necessary because unless we go to the meditational points, we cannot transcend the superimposed, we can never realize the substract. Shrutis are generally whole day of ours should be occupied. And while doing so, some good periods make these sadhanas happen more beautiful. है ना? Like the downflow of the water. In the downflow you are swimming, so the water current also pushes you. हर जगह होता है ना विंड वगैरह में, हर जगह. Sometime you are going that side, but the wind is so much that your speed is not that much. You cannot. अब कभी कभार ऐसा होता है, the power is so much of the opposition thing कि it makes you stagnant. You cannot even move ahead. कभी कभार the other force is so much, it may even push you 2 feet back. This you can see in the example of the birds flying. है ना? Middle sized birds, बड़े छोटे छोड़कर, you can see sometimes the कबूतर और कबूतर से छोटे, they fly, and when that direction of flight may only, when the wind is blowing, they just spread the wings and बस वो अपने आप ही जाते रहते, you can enjoy it. And the other scene that they want to fly this direction and the wind is blowing opposite, you can see how they struggle. कभी कभी तो स्टैग्नेंट हो जाते हैं बिकॉज देयर स्पीड एबिलिटी एंड द विंड both are equal pressure, therefore they can't even move 1 inch ahead. Sometimes you can see the speed of that wind is so much that they are pushed back only. ऐसे ऐसे फ्लाई करने का कोशिश करके they go back with such speed. In our life also, our prarabdhas, our negativities sometimes do their action in this way. Let that happen, of which we may not have control. But we have the control of some things, our regularity of coming to class, our regularity of studying, our prayers. है ना? जब तक बेहोश नहीं हुए, जब तक मरे नहीं, तब तक our mind is with us, with which you can at least do minimum thing called as prayers. The good sankalpas, the positive sankalpas, उतना तो कर सकते. So the underlining thought is never give up the path of good, the path of spirituality from within you. What is in your capacity, keep doing. So three things we told: recognize and reject the negativity, recognize and obtain the positivity, do what is in your hands. And whatever the negative we cannot give up, positive we can't gain, and sadhanas to be done we can't do, we pray to the Lord. Same time, these obstructions also come to us. Be mentally prepared. And what time what comes, we don't know. Shukar hai, if we are intense in prayers, pure in our, what do you call, intentions, the divine grace and more than that, the Guru's grace. And divine grace is for everyone, for every purpose. Both scattered hota hai. Guru's grace is only for the students and that's for spirituality. Directly वो concentrated hota hai. That helps. Divine Kripa, Guru Kripa helps us in negotiating such tough situations. All in all, live life fully well, knowing all these things. And never lose balance, never lose the cool, never leave the track. Charaiveti, Charaiveti. Let these maturities come to us. There's another thing, but now no time. Tomorrow at length we discuss. Thank you. Sarvam Bhagat Charanarvindarvanastu. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Parabrahmashubhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namah Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Om 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 Om. This much only we can do in class. The remaining things of your deep intense sadhanas, find time and do them. Thank you. Gita.